Shadow Priest is still an extremely strong deck, and if you want to be hitting easy legend, I would definitely recommend playing this deck. Games are super fast with it, it's not too complicated, and it's not at all expensive either. So in this video, I will give you a quick guide about it, show its mulligans and matchups, as well as some of my games in top 100 legend with it. If you're serious about Hearthstone, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget you can hire me for some Hearthstone coaching. Now, let's check out the deck.
You are not prepared!
For the last 7 days, in top 1000 legend, the best Undead Shadow Priest is actually the one with the amalgams. And I have a theory about that, because even though the variant with Pozic is definitely gonna be better for you from Diamond to Legend, I think in top 1000 legend people just know how to outplay Pozics. And also with the amalgam you do get a little bit of extra gas, so you don't run out of it as easily. Anyway, here's the deck I used. And yeah, the only difference is the amalgams are in here, and you can definitely get some pretty good undeads out of it, including the ones you're already running in the deck. Just be careful not using amalgam onto an amalgam, because that's gonna give you basically anything, including totems, quillbores, and all of that nonsense that you don't really want any of. We have the great 1-drop package, which combos off really well with Undying allies. Mind Eater gives you some extra stuff from the opponent, as well as your Psychic Conjurers. Shadow Ascendant is also extremely powerful, and if you actually manage to play 2 Shadow Ascendants, it's extremely hard for the opponent to actually deal with that. The locations are amazing in this one, so you don't run out of card draw, and also the extra stats help a lot. Shadowed Spirit is the only free drop in here, and it can also be pretty good, especially in certain matchups with Undying allies. Gravedigging is also pretty good for the extra card draw, but don't get baited playing it too early. You want to be playing this as soon as turn 4 or 5 for 1 mana, because in their early turns you want to be tempoing. The High Cultist is also extremely good, but you actually want to time when you're playing this, and not only revive some crap like a bunch of 1-drops, like you'd much rather revive something like a Shadowed Spirit if you can, because the Death Rattle is really powerful. Rotting Necromancer is in here for that extra bit of damage, as long as you're not super unlucky like me and miss it literally half the time for no good reason. And we also have a couple of Shadow Word Undeaths, which can be super good for board control, but it's also 4 damage to the face, which is also a great way for you to be reaching lethal when the opponent builds some big taunts. What you want to be doing with this deck is curve out nicely with your good 1-drops, and something a lot of people actually don't do is hold off not playing anything on turn 1, so you can follow up with something like, let's say, turn 2, Arms Dealer into Egg, or Arms Dealer into Banshee, or Banshee into Egg. Because if you tempo out on turn 1, the opponent usually has a way to clear that minion, and you're gonna be lacking that good synergy you could have had on turn 2. It's also extremely important for you to recognize when you should be playing your good Undying allies, because playing this for something like a Psych Conjurer, or Amalgam, or even the Rotting Necromancer can be super bad, and you would much rather save it for things that actually have death rattles, like Shadow Spirit, which is gonna be extremely strong. The Egg can also be pretty nice, especially if you give it some stats. And heck, even the Mind Eater is worth, because you do get some extra stuff out of it. And same thing goes for the Cultist. You don't want to just slap it as soon as you have a few undeads dead, especially against class you know have a lot of removals like, let's say, Blood Decay, but you again much rather would hold this off for a turn where you can actually have some good death rattles like Shadow Spirit, and so on and so forth. Your game plan usually in the early turns is to curve out with the good minions, slap face as much as you can, and around the mid game you're trying to kill the opponent with reach, because usually you probably lost the board by then. And that's where things like Shadow Word Undeath, Mind Seer, your hero powers, and your Shadowed Spirit come in clutch. Also, don't be afraid to actually kill off your own things, because they do unlock your undead synergies, and you could actually get some pretty sneaky lethals with, let's say, a Reborn Shadowed Spirit, where you can just kill it off into a taunt, and then actually use something like Mind Seer on your own Shadowed Spirit, and that's ton of extra damage, which you were not supposed to have. But you can even just hero power it if you're missing that one extra damage, and that is actually how we won some of those games. Matchup wise, here's what the stats show, and Outcast Demon Hunter is gonna be a bit too fast for you, and also Spell Demon Hunter could be tricky. Unholy Death Knight is also pretty sticky for you most of the time, but it's not a horrible matchup, and same goes for Mech Pally, where they can really have some very big things which you won't be able to deal with. The rest of the matchups look pretty good though, so climbing should not be an issue. And even Blood Death Knight is a positive matchup, as long as you play it correctly and don't overextend against them. For the mulligan, here's what it looks like going first. Your Egg is always gonna be great, Psychic Conjurer is also okay of a keep, Shadow Ascendant also MVP, Arms Dealer as well, Location is pretty nice, and also the Banshee makes the cut usually for me too. The High Cultist, try to be curving into it already with a couple of good minions, and same goes for Undying allies, like if you already have a couple of good 1-drops you want to be reborning, you might just do this on turn 2 and really go strong. Amalgam is not really something super amazing to be holding on to, and same goes for the Mind Eater, like they're okay 2-drops, you're not gonna be mad if you top deck them, but they're definitely not something you should be holding off religiously. And same goes for Shadowed Spirit, like I very rarely hold on to Shadowed Spirit nowadays. If you're curving into it, sure, but other than that, probably not. And when on the coin, the situation is pretty much the same, but here Undying Allies is a keep no questions asked, and you can do something extremely powerful like a turn 2 free 1-drops with Undying Allies, and that's usually too much for most opponents. Location is still amazing, same as Shadowed Spirit, and High Cultist I'd also always keep usually. Psychic Conjurer is not as amazing going second here, because it's basically a 1-mana do nothing, because you're not really playing it to get extra stuff, you're playing it just because it's an undead, but in the early turns, it's not really something super amazing to be doing on turn 1. But that's about it for the keeps. Honestly, in some cases you might even consider keeping something like a Shadow Word on Death, especially if you're already curving out and the matchup would require it, but usually it's not a great keep. All around that's it for the deck. Like I said, it's pretty cheap. The only legendary you need to be crafting is High Cultist, because Dark Bishop is actually in the core set. But Gravedigging is also an epic which you really need, so there's that. But the rest is commons and rares, so you shouldn't have a problem crafting this deck. Now, let's check out some of the games. Hope you enjoy. 50-50. Okay. Well, with the Shadow Attendant it could go good. Wouldn't mind getting a Neg instead, or Arms Dealer. This is also cute. Yeah, let's do it like this then. He can still have a pretty good out here.
Nature speaks.
Okay. Can still coin out Rake if he's very worried about his life. Let's do this then. Music's fire. I was going for fire. Happy to hear. Okay, please don't have Rake. If he has Rake right now, he's destroying my whole career. Good. No Rake. Nice. He's curving out lovely so far. This gives me Undying Allies, that'd be huge. But it's really not what I'm supposed to be doing right now, is it?
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Okay, rake in his deck. I could rake his shit, just so he doesn't have good ways to kill my own stuff right now. I think I'll do it, yeah. Because now he can't really kill my 4/4. So the buffing continues. Unless he top deck rake. Doesn't. Okay, I'm gonna make this even bigger now. Ooh, that's huge. Not even sure if it's super correct putting out the deck, because I was kind of gonna be having a really fun time both of these buffing each other, but we gotta put something at some point, so. But I think we always win at this point. I guess if he finds Rake, I'm still screwed though. Hero Power Rake clears both of these, so yeah, he found it. Sag. That's why it would have been powerful to actually leave these alive. One of them would have survived the rakeage. Well, we're all in it. Well, that's fucking unfortunate, and it happens way more often than it should, but who are we to complain? Who are we to judge? That is happening way too often, chat. 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. 10 out of 20. 50-50, but 3 of those were not that. Right, as one does. Really does. Still can't really recover from this though.
Our tunnels run
Kill it. That gives me a couple of 5/4s. Can't say no to that. Should I trade this as well? Might as well. It's not like he doesn't have a way to trade it himself. If he has a Nubrakan right now, that'd be disgusting. I think he did play Summer Child on curve, right? So it did give him discount 7 mana Rakan. I normally do like Pozic in this deck. I'm just using the one that has the highest win rate in top 1000 right now just to see if it has some merit, but I'm pretty sure that the Pozic variant is still probably the better one. Shit. Zockman? Doesn't have Zockman. Got him. And no, this is not DM. I needed to do it like this because the armor would have saved him, but now it's just a corpse with armor. Yeah, we really had pretty good pressure. I mean, he also had a pretty good start, let's face it. He had double free spirit on turn 3. So getting +5 this early, pretty disgusting, but we also had a pretty disgusting hand now, didn't we? Okay, going second, we can definitely keep Undying Allies as well. Can I keep the Shadow Spirit? I really want to push it for the Ascendant. So I need to get some 1-drops. Let's try. No fucking 1-drops. Unbelievable. Okay, let's see. The incoming nerfs. Probably a Nubrakan is gonna get touched again. Spell DH is gonna get touched. Probably the Sinful Brand. I think I'll just pass, and next turn we coin out both of these with Undying. Okay, he's digging hard for the minions. Didn't find them, so this was great. He basically skipped the turn there. Didn't develop on the board, which is huge. Okay. Look at these dudes. Rake still fucks me nicely, however, but it is what it is. Fucking found it. Okay. So it's just gonna leave me with a 1/1. Right. Location is sucky, right? It is. It is sucky. This is gonna be an interesting Sylvana. Dispossessed Soul is also interesting because we do indeed have location, but I think Sylvanas might actually break his shit. This was the correct order because we wanted to get a 1-drop out of a mulligan. Since we didn't, might as well draw then. Try to get another Undying Ally for this guy, so That's cute. Let's try to push some card drawing.
We all exist in harmony.
Let's try to push as much as we can here. That drop was almost interesting, but I don't think it's good enough.
We all exist in
Okay, draws a bunch. Well, next turn he can definitely flop it on me. Almost there. He's gonna gain a bunch of armor, but he's also gonna take a bunch of damage. We have another 5 damage on the way. I think it's a hero power. All comes down to how much armor he leaves. But I don't think he should be able to leave enough. Doesn't have a way to kill his 7. Drop. Unless he Innervate rakes it. I think it's dawning on him that he's still killing himself. $17 damage turn 6 is disgusting? What do you mean, man? We do that on turn 3. What do you mean, even? Those are rookie numbers, Chief. He was always dead with Mind Seer already. Cool! I see a Hearth Queen fan right there. How's it going? Not even sure Banshee is that great of a keep, honestly. Like, I really want the egg here, but let's try. Because if I start with this, turn 2, he can still just hero power, then 2 damage on this, and then trade that. Stream loading slow for this guy in it. Okay, that's cute.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Okay, at least we know one's in the deck. Undying off the top would be a maze balls. Undying off the top, maze balls. I think we win. Yeah, it's always fun when you have an aggro deck for the boring class. But it's also kind of cool for the class because people don't know how to mulligan against it. Is it control? Is it aggro? It gets in their heads. Right now, I think people are expecting control out of a priest when they see it on these ranks, because it seems like that's the deck people have been playing more. Okay. Is that all? I think I keep on tempoing. Control heavy decks? Nah, man. Nah, man. Isn't that when you quit? Quit bullshitting us. He also hated it. Spell Mage? Perhaps. Yeah, pretty much. 6 hours, yeah. I mean, in Hearthstone time, 30 minutes is kind of 6 hours in it. You're not wrong. Yeah, Galakron was a fun meta. Okay, that's lucky for him. Is he outcast? What the hell is he doing? Please don't get the 2-1 rush. Just don't. Too slow, bro. I don't think he's gonna even be able to kill it. Okay, I guess he was never killing it.
I wonder. Make haste.
Okay. Closing into that turn 6, but I don't think he's gonna be reaching it unless he has some good old I-beams here. The reason we made the trades like that is so that this is actually a 6-3. It was a 50-50 because this had to land there, but luckily it did. Then with the location now, it's kind of harder for him to deal with. Good news is we don't really need to be wide on the board anymore. Cool. As long as he's not Giga Lucky here, I think we win. That's not good. Live, damn you. Does he have another predation in there, bro? I think he actually does. Total bullshit, man. Why couldn't it go to the face? Only that knows. Well, we gotta get rid of this shit. We could top deck the 5 damage next turn. We also have this, so if we get Mind Sear, that's also enough. As long as he doesn't go for the heal for free here. Could also I-beam. Well, you try to kill him fruitatons with your reach, with your Shadow Word on Death, with your Rotting Necromancer, with your Hero Power Mindseer. If that's not enough, you probably lost. I'm gonna be left with 2 mana after I'm playing this plus this. He's looking for the Eye Beam. Doesn't find it. Okay. That's not it. There it is. Neato. It was very plausible for us to have lethal there, because we were drawing for free 3 times basically, so we were seeing 3 cards. And how many of those were lethal? 4.
I'm blind.
4 cards were lethal. It's kind of the same strat like last game, but
I cannot find eternal rest, and neither will you.
I don't know, I feel like it's not the most great thing I can be playing. Yeah. Another one.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Again with all the 1-drops though. Okay, Mograin's cute. Mograin's real cute. I'd give him a little kiss. Mograin is just crazy enough to work. Okay, this is also good. You sure about that, fam? Where were you last turn, bitch? I'm gonna save it for better things.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
This is not the worst 4-drop to be getting. He might pull it out with a rat soon, we'll see. We'll see how that go. This is a nice Undying. Let's do that then. We also narrowed the board down for a possible Blood Boil. Corpse ain't doing shit. Well, that's annoying, that's for sure, but gotta discover it. Let's see it teach. Or not. I think he is gonna kill this and the Reborn real soon, so I think I'm actually gonna hold here. I think I'm actually gonna do it like this instead. Identity theft is a doozy.
You are not prepared. I'm blind.
Asphyxiate can be interesting. Another teacher? Or should I go Hematurge?
Echoes in the dark.
Okay. Welcome to the stream, JWP.
Why aren't you cheering?
Well, remember how I said Asphyxia is gonna be interesting? I meant it. I really meant it, chat. At this point, he can't even afford to kill this shit. Cool. Milgrain would like to know your location. Cool story, Bob. Suck more. See where that takes you. Suck harder, daddy. See how far you go in life. Suck it like it's hot. Random bullshit go. Clean. Cool. Sure. Next turn I can clear off my own shit. Was there ever lethal right now, actually? We had lethal right now, didn't we? No, I don't think we had.
Echoes in the darkness. Reverberations in
I didn't even need to play this at this point because he was dead at the free drop. He top decked it. He definitely played off the top there. Nice, nice. No, it wasn't. Why would I reanimate a 7/7 do nothing when he can just clear it with an 8 mana clear everything? You want your Shadow Spirits, mainly in matchups like that. Another DH. Another DH. Turn 1 I can do both of these. Shadow Spirit is a cool card against these guys, but is it cool enough? I'd rather maybe get an Undying Ally. There you go. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, use Spellage. Cool. In this case, I think I'm just gonna open with this and next turn drop all 3.
Don't keep your thoughts to yourself.
Oh, that's even real nice. Like, as soon as I'm out of cards, this is gonna be outcasted on the left. Cool story, Bob. Cool story, Bob. Kill that 1/2, do nothing. Oh, man. Do I prefer double Banshees, though? I think I still don't. Do I really care about the Arms Dealer? I kinda do for the egg, but... should be able to clear the egg with AoE bullshit, so the Banshee is probably better still.
What is Elun's will?
Problem is I'm not gonna outcast the Spectral, but I'd still rather do something else next turn anyway. How do you like these apples, Chief? Really fucked up situation to be in, not gonna lie. Not gonna lie for a second, chat. My love is a obstacle. Whatever. He is not having fun one bit. Thank you for the follow, Nitsis.
I'm blind.
You feel my love and I am. Okay. I'm doing it like this so the buff lands on something that can actually attack. Okay. I mean, I also think he should concede, but it's gonna give it the good old go. Okay, that helps him somewhat.
I see.
Let's keep pressure. Nice. Big DH. I guess I can slap a little with that again. Next turn I gotta make the board a bit narrow. Okay, he's setting up the high beam. Okay, this guy's in the hoose. Just deny him a little bit of healing, but he can still heal for 9 here. He can still discover plenty of healing. He still has double Fell Scream blasts. If he has double Fell Scream blast right now, he is gonna heal for a good chunkage. Okay, I think he isn't doing that now, is he? Just gonna kill the free, it seems. Okay, that was interesting. Bit anticlimactic, wasn't it? Cool! It was very free. Some big dicks you want. Some big dicks.